Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Late Night Grinder Show. We're going to have fun tonight. We're going to go into Silent Hill 2. Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think Shooter wants to say hi. I think he wants to say hello. Hold on, give me a second. As soon as I was starting to engage here, I think he came over here. Tu veux dire allô? Non, tu veux dire allô aux amis, hein? Oui. Reste là doucement. Oh, allô, oh, gros bec. That's Ragard. He's looking at you guys. He sees himself too beau, huh? Look at this big creature. Look at this ball of fur. Hein? T'es un bon chien. Mais là, papa, il fait ça ici. OK, t'as-tu des bobos dans les oreilles? Reste là, reste là. Hein? T'as-tu quelque chose là? Oh. Yeah, he had a little something there. OK, en bas. Yeah. How's it going, everybody? Actually, there's a lot of people that went in to see my video. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I think maybe we should switch things around here. Um, okay. I think I got an idea here. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't think so. So let me change this. Let me change things around here. Gemini, please make a YouTube description for a YouTube live event where we will be taking a look at today's news, controversy, and drama, and giving our opinion and our thoughts on everything that's happening throughout the world. Give me 10 interesting hashtags, the ones that are going to be the most used, one after the other, separated by a comma. All right, cool. Thank you. Shit, I got too many things here. Heart is pumping fast, guys. That's weird. Control. Now, give me 10 interesting titles, please. You think that would give us the most attention on YouTube? Make all those way more positive. Lean on the good factor. What do you think is going to attract more attention between a positive and a negative title? Sorry. Okay, now based on all of that, give me 10 titles which mix positive and negative. So give me 10 interesting titles. Simple worded, at a fifth grade reading level, make it impactful and with a hook. Restart those 10 titles. I saw one that sticked out right now. World changes. World changes. What's good, what's not. Okay, I am not a news channel, nor do I want to claim to be one, more one where I talk. I'm going from gaming, and I don't want this to be in the news category. So, in which category would you place this live stream? People in blogs. All right, let's go. People in blogs. Can you create a picture of a Canadian flag that is animated like a cartoon Canadian flag that is looking out with binoculars, standing on a mountain, and we can see beavers and moose and hockey also in the background. Thinking, deep research, flash, get everyday help. Can you make a picture of a Canadian flag in a comic sense that has binoculars looking out into the world and is seeming to freak out? And he is on a mountain, and in the background, we can see beavers, moose, and hockey sticks. Just chatting. All right. My dog just ate something. I don't know what. Close. Change. Sorry. This and open. All right. All right. So we're going to change this around a bit, guys. We're going to change this around. I'm going to make you guys see what I see. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Changes are saved. All right. Hopefully they're going to be in YouTube. I'm going to leave a. If I can just get the corner here. All right. Going to leave a live feed of the subscriber count that we got going on, guys. All right. Why I would like to get more subscribers, because it seems like my last video may have hit a mark. I'm always trying to figure out what to do. Where do I see myself? I talked a bit about politics, guys, just a bit about politics. Simple Canadian, simple polit. Okay, so I hope that this is gonna be cool. Trying to find solutions. Okay. Simple man, simple man. Doing whatever we can, man. All right. So let's go ahead, just me, and I'm gonna let you guys see what I am seeing. So all right. I will let you see my full display. All right. I'm gonna go into Twitter. All right, so we got Joe Lulu, and it's not even close goat. What? I don't get that. So what do we got today? We're trading on Greenland, Dear Canada, American Airlines, and 90% of Canadians. Wow, okay. On direct from Anthony Pompilano. Okay, no. Let's go ahead and see what's going on about Greenland. Americans, the trouble is flat out lying to you on a daily basis. Tell him to keep his thieving hands off of Canada, Greenland, and Panama. Okay, let's
He believes Canadians would be better served economically, militarily, if they were to become the 51st.
Let's restart this.
So the press secretary for the White House just said this.
In Quebec, the highest tax rate for an income of $150,000 or more is 53.3%. More than half of Canadians' incomes they are being taxed on. So the president has made it clear that he believes Canadians would be better served economically, militarily, if they were to become the 51st state of the United States of America.
Man, that's the biggest thing that we got to talk about. That's the biggest thing that we got to talk about, man. How can I write this? Let me go back here. Let's go see Canada. ST. Yeah. Let's go. I think we need to talk about this. This is going to change. 90% of Canadians don't want, like, I won't express my thoughts, all right? First of all, I was really late, guys. I was really late. Had to pull a piece of my tooth out, all right? It's a tooth that was decayed and that was hanging. I think I streamed. Last time I streamed, I was playing with it and all that shit. I can see all the rottenness inside. But I wanted to show you proof. I had to gather the courage, the energy, and sort of work it. It's like when you were young, you'd work your tooth a little bit. I had to work it out. Let's go and see Donald Trump. On 51st state. Let's go there. And 7 hours.
Representative.
Okay, we're going to have these commercials, of course. We're going to have these commercials. Let's go see what these guys are talking about. Hold on. There's one thing that I would like to maybe accomplish here. We need, do we have the chat here? It would be cool to get a chat going, guys. Where would the chat be? The chat would be in this. So let's go ahead and test. Let's see if that appears somewhere. Should appear in the, yeah, there you go. All right. So we got me that's in here. People in blogs. Hopefully people are going to want to join in.
Finance minister are in town and will meet members of your administration during the day. Any chances that you will ban on the tariffs on aluminum and the ones that are planned for April 2nd?
No.
You are not going to change your
No,
mind?
I'm not. Look, we've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all. Aluminum or steel or cars. We're not going to bend. We've been ripped off as a country for many, many years. We've been subjected to costs that we shouldn't be subjected to. In the case of Canada, we're spending $200 billion a year to subsidize Canada. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. I have many friends in Canada. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, the great. Hey, how good is Wayne Gretzky? He's the great one. But we have, I know many people from Canada that are good friends of mine. But, you know, the United States can't subsidize a country for $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their energy. We don't need their lumber. We don't need anything that they give. We do it because we want to be helpful, but...
Okay, they don't need anything. Okay, so he says that we don't need anything, but they do, you guys do it to be helpful. Guys, I'm really seeing Americans and Canadians just like my neighbor that's here. All right? Neighbor that lives right beside me. If we take a look at the map, at a real map of the world, not like it's made right now, I don't know if Canada takes more space or United States takes more space, but we got to say that there's a lot more people in the United States. All right, can the United States afford to put mines here and there? Like, we got a lot of freaking mines, and we got a lot of wood, guys, where you guys have parks and everything is owned by everybody. Wood is kind of limited. All right, kind of limited. In Canada, we got to say we got a lot of wood here. We got a lot of good wood. And for the natural resources, man, a lot of our country, like right here, I live in a mining town. All right, this town was established in the 1900s for mining, and I know that there's a lot of resources that go to everybody in the world. That's the thing, not just the United States, to everybody in the world. Now, if it doesn't go to the United States, it's just going to go to somewhere else on the market. And it's going to cost you guys maybe a bit more to get what we were supplying. So
it comes a point when you just can't do it.
Like, my ultimate question is what's Trump's goal? What's Trump's goal? Like, okay, I just rearranged the title here. Why does Trump want Canada? The 51st state debate live. We got to talk about it. Like, what are his motivations? Like, he's talking
that. You have to run your own country. And to be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It doesn't. We don't need anything they have.
Justification.
As a
right?
state, it would
There
be
is
one of
way
the
to go
great
get what he
states
wants
anyway. This would be the most incredible
real
country
reason?
visually. If you look at a map, they drew an artificial line right through it
It's a
between
neighborly
Canada
line where
and
we
the
don't
U.S. Just
really
a
need a
straight
fence.
artificial line. Somebody did it a long time ago.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people living on that line. And yeah, if you take a look at the line, but it's a neighborly line. Do you always need to put a fence where your neighbor is? I think that might be the point where we need to build a
Many,
fence
many
between
decades
Canada and
ago,
the United
and,
States. Why not?
Makes no sense.
Why not?
It's so perfect.
Why not securize our border too? If he wants to do the South and he's talking so much, but I know that there's a lot more people coming in from the South. Brandon, yo. Listen, man. It can't come close to that. I always calculated 30% minimum. The thing also that you got to think, guys, is that guys and girls, when you do a lot of overtime, let's say you do 8 hours of overtime, you're in a certain tax bracket, right? And you're at the top of that tax bracket because you're maximizing your revenue, let's say. But once you get to make too many hours, man, even if you get paid 1.5 times your salary for overtime, guys, because of what you get, the percentages that they take out, and you're on a different bracket, you actually wind up having the same pay as if you would have made no overtime, and that fucking sucks. There is one thing. There's a lot of questions, right? First of all, why does he want Canada? Greenland is for resources, and you guys say that you can, like he says that he can get all the resources he can get there, but why does he want Greenland? It's for resources or it's for security? It's for security. I think it's more for security purposes. Anyways, he's saying...
Perfect. As a great and cherished state.
I'm doing not bad. Hey, I was able to...
The national anthem.
A big thing, guys, that takes a control of our humor is our teeth. If you've ever had a cavity or something like that, or a toothache or something like that, it really hurts. So I was this tooth that was split, all right, that was hanging in my mouth, and I actually was able to play with it in the last days. I was able to bring it like that. Now today, I just decided, fuck it. Either I'm going to take something to pull it out, or I'm going to do it. So I was able to wiggle it up and wiggle it to the side. So it was to the side, and I was like, I'm not at that point. So I'm just like, I just continued squeezing it, and I pulled it out. And my mouth is feeling much better. I'm feeling less swollen, and I'm feeling good. So that's me. Physically, mentally, yeah, I'm hanging in. I noticed that people liked my video, and it's a fucking hot topic, and we're gonna get to something that no one has talked about too. And I'm gonna have to make a lot of shorts about that. But before I get to all that, Brandon, thanks for those comments on the Discord. Thanks for your participation in what I'm doing, man. Just seeing your name, man. I hope to be able to visualize your smile one day soon, Brandon. So peace. And how are you feeling? All right. Is low and you change. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. There you go. So usually I place it at around here. This is where my volume usually is. This should be much better. There you go. So yeah, I'd like to get, like, why Canada? Like, economically also, like, I'm a patriot, but there's 90% of Canadians that would go that want to be part of the United States, all right? And I do know that if lobbyists come into Canada and people in the United States start paying people to talk that they would be favorable, I know that number is going to go from 90% to, let's say, 65%, man. I do know that a lot of people here in Canada are thinking with their wallet. All right. On my part, I just hope that if one day we get invaded or someone takes Canada, I just got one wish, There's nothing that I control that I can't control. But if there's one thing that Canadians can give to people in the United States, it's free healthcare. Please, guys, please, like totally free. Totally free. Yeah, if there's a problem and it's not that urgent, I can always go to the emergency room. I'll wait for 12 hours depending on the people. But if it's urgent, like if you're bleeding and you need sutures right away, they're going to go and suture you up right away because that's an emergency right now. And it's going to be free, nothing in your pocket, all right? Unless you call a special service, right? So if there's one thing, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no control over anything. But it's one gift that I would like to give. You know, if you're going into a family, and these things have happened through time, guys, don't think that this could not happen. Don't think that this cannot happen. All right? I think that this could happen if Trump puts a lot of economical pressure in the United States and on the world and in Canada. I really think that he could trip the vote. I really think he could trip the vote. How is my volume right now? Is my volume better? Because we just came out of a huge phase. Fuck Trudeau. And now we got this new prime minister that he's an unknown. He's a puppet. He's so white and he does not demonstrate any courage, man. He does not demonstrate any testosterone. Trump's a winner. Trump's a fighter. And we don't have that here in Canada. Plus, there's one thing that we're going to go explore, Brandon, and everybody that's watching, or anybody that's watching, is what is a king's response? Because I want you to know something. People in Britain, all right, they in England, they call this guy the King of Canada, the King of England, the King of Australia. And what is the king's response? Because we can talk about politics all we want, but do Canadians and do the politicians, do we actually control who owns the land? That's the real question, and we might have to go digging into the law here. And I'm going to need your help.
Great. Keep it, but it'll be for the state, one of our greatest states, maybe our greatest state. But why should we subsidize another country for $200 billion? It costs us $200 billion a year, and again,
it costs them $200 billion a year. Why does it cost you guys? Because you guys were giving us money for what? $200 billion.
And we don't need their
That's a
lumber.
big number.
We
don't
don't
need
need
lumber.
their energy. We have more than they do. We don't need anything. We don't need their cars. I'd much rather make the cars here. And there's not a thing that we need. Now, there'll be a little disruption, but it won't be very long. But they need us. We really don't need them. And we have to do this. I'm sorry. We have to do this, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. He says that he doesn't need us, man. He says that he doesn't need us. But why does he want us? Because there's something he needs. What is his real goal, guys? That's what I need to know. What is his real goal? All right, and let's just go here. I always like to check out, what's the most recent news. Nick Merckx, good afternoon, back in action. Okay, he's in Apex, I think. Yeah, Apex. What's Tim playing? Number one in the world continues playing in the number one game, Marvel Rivals. What do you think is Marvel Rival? His world domination. Do you think it's Yeah, that's the thing. Domination. And we got to go into Wikipedia here. Hold on. Just before here, let me delete this one since I'm going to, show you guys booking. I don't need booking. eBay. I don't go on eBay. Temu. No, fuck that. Shopping. Too bad. LinkedIn. We might need that. Netflix. No. YouTube, Amazon. Yeah, if you guys want to see my Amazon, if you guys live in Canada and want to support me, you guys can go on my Amazon wish list. Besides that, okay, let's remove PayPal, Twitch, movies. Let's remove my movie source here. Gemini, we need Gemini here to create titles and stuff like that, liking it. Okay, so we got that for right now. Okay, so I got my OnlyFans and my Feed Finder. I have not started my Feed Finder, but you guys can find if you guys want to subscribe to my OnlyFans, I've started it out. You guys wanted me to start one out, so I did. That's what guys do, man. I am not ashamed of my body. I'm more ashamed of my face. All right, so let's go see what we got. So that's not live. Is it live right now? 10 hours. Now, see, why isn't Okay, so we're gonna go and see this. The lost civilization that go or no my how wanted gone. Ancient origins. 8 hours, 9 hours. Okay, I have to comment on a good thing that I know that he's gonna sport. No. Let's see more actuality, all right? Berbe NATO. Deport. Protecting Canada, all right? That's the subject of the night.
Over for Trump. He'd sell off our universal public health care so American investors can profit. Remember,
He didn't even talk about that.
Trump endorsed Polyev. That's Polyev, but it's just not Canada.
Let's go see Polyev.
Artificially drawn line.
Let's go see Polyev. Oh, wait. Let's go try and go see some good news first. Mr. Peterson, 8th of March. Dear, as you may have concluded from my view on your book values, I have my doubts about the validity of your ideas, all of them. If you'd be willing to debate any of my analysis and claims, you have an open invitation to my podcast. I got an idea here. Before I ask this question, I need to go find out the truth. I need King. Clarence House? Royal family. 7th of March, bringing together much loved artists from across the Commonwealth. I need to search. Okay, I need to find news about King Charles' response to Trump. I think I may have already seen that. I'm not sure. We need more. No. Videos. 3 months ago, 3 weeks, 1 week ago. News. National Post, King Charles conveys deepest affection for Canada amid Trump's. Okay, so let's go ask Gemini some questions, all right? I need to ask Gemini some questions. Make sure to drop a like, and if you guys have any questions, make sure to let me know also, all right? Let's place you guys here. Gemini, what is the estimated wealth of the royal family? Okay, so overall wealth, estimates for the collective wealth. More double check response. Okay, I'm going to make it double check. The estimated net worth of King Charles ranges from 750 million to over 2 billion, while the collective fortune of the British family collapse 28 billion. However, okay. Crown Estate, this is a major asset with a vast portfolio of properties. It generates significant value, significant revenue, of a portion of which goes to the government and other portions of which are used to fund the royal family through the sovereign grant. The Duchy of Cornwall and the Duchy of Lancaster, these are private estates, okay, that provide income, personal assets. King Charles, 2 billion. So these are the properties. Let's try and go and see this article. Yeah, well protected here. How much property, land, and real estate does the UK owns? Vast amounts of land, property, and real estate, but how much of wealth trickles? Okay. Land, forest, and retail properties. Most of the region's tree. I'm looking for who owns Canada. Okay, there is a point in the early 20th century when Pax Britannia ruled a quarter of the earth, including countless regional homes across diverse geographies. Today, however, King Charles, who is now the head of state for the Commonwealth countries, he's a head of state, does not own any property abroad except for a little farmhouse. But why? Okay. That said, the Commonwealth's head of state, King Charles, does not have access to at least 49 residences across the globe at the homes of representatives each of the countries, such as Rideau Hall in Ottawa, which is usually the Prime Minister's home, or a house in Sydney. Is Rideau Hall for the Prime Minister or his representative? Anyways, owns the Crown Estate. Name is not. The monarchy surrenders revenue from the estate to the treasury each year. All through, the royal family owns the Crown Estate in name. So the Crown Estate is the Commonwealth. All through, the royal family owns the Crown Estate in name. It is not actually its private property. The monarchy surrenders revenue, so it's getting revenue, but it surrenders it from the estate to the treasury. Okay, so it puts it into treasury each year in exchange for a sovereign grant. More specifically, 25% of the estate's profits, which total more than 86.3 million in 2020. Oh my God. According to Crown Estate Financial Post, this funding arrangement dates back to when George. You know, I'm always saying that's the reason why we still got people here that got to go work early in the morning. All right. Take care, man. Brandon, have yourself a great night. Great day. Great rest. Great rest, my friend. So that's the thing, is that the estate is Canada, man. The monarchy surrenders revenue from the estate to the treasury each year in exchange for the sovereign grant. More specifically, 25% of the estate's profit, which total more. It's not its private property. It's not private property. Okay. It's not private property, but it's still his property. So let's ask Gemini. Gemini, who owns Canada? Who owns the land physically? The Crown, Crown land distribution, private lands, indigenous, in summary, legally, the Crown is the ultimate holder of Canada. Why hasn't? That's the real danger, guys. That's the real danger. That's the real danger. Come on, man. And he was, guys, he was favored by the family. He was favored by the family, even though he did not have some good interactions with the Queen. Like he looked up to them and they knew it and they respected what they wanted to do with what he wanted to do with his family, is from what I have understand, what I can understand. But where is our king? Where is our king? Seventh of March. Okay, let's listen to this.
It has that remarkable ability to bring happy memories, comfort us in times of sadness, and to take us to distant places. But perhaps above all, it can lift our spirits to such a degree, and all the more so when it brings us together in celebration. In other words, it brings us joy. So this is what I particularly wanted to share with you. Songs which have brought me joy. This seemed such an interesting and innovative way to celebrate this year's Commonwealth Day. Thank you for listening. I wish you all every possible blessing.
Oh, I hate it that that's Navy Sailing Association. $11. The Duchess of Edinburgh has been in New York to attend the UN's Commission of Status of Women. Okay, so the Duchess of Edinburgh is in New York right now. Oh, shit, even worse. Why is that an Air owns Canada? It's weird that I don't want to get shut down for this, guys. Oh, that's an excellent question. All right, so we're going to capture this moment right now. I am sending this off to the family right now. The Duchess of Edinburgh has been in New York to attend the UN's Commission on the Status of Women. HRH attended the largest global meeting on gender equality as a global ambassador of blah, and as a champion of the UN's Women, Peace, and Security agenda. Click to read more. All right. Since there's not that many comments here, I'm live right now on YouTube talking about who really owns Canada. It's weird that the royal family is in New York at the moment. I should change this to ATM. At the moment. Why did the king, let's just write it normal. Why did the king did not make it clear from day one of comments to make Kennedy's why did the king not comment? Why has the king not commented since day one? Why? The said he wanted to make Canada. Said he wanted. To be he wanted to take Canada as he wanted Canada for the US's and become the US's 51st state. Are you in the US to negotiate the sale of Canada? All right. I'm live right now on YouTube talking about who really owns Canada. It's weird that the royal family is in New York at the moment. Why has the king not spoken since at Real Donald Trump said he wanted Canada and he said he wanted Canada to become the U.S.'s 51st state. Are you in the U.S. to negotiate the sale of Canada? There you go. So, let's go me, and I will repost. Okay, shit. No. It's not what I wanted to see. It's not the post I just made. Yeah, okay. Okay, why hasn't at the royal family the royal family. There you go. Why hasn't the royal family responded to the comments of Real Donald Trump wanting? Um, uh, thoughts. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We were able to discover a couple of things here. So, let's go see about the crown. Shit, man. This goes like super deep, man. This goes super deep. This is urgent. Canadians, we need to talk now, man. We need to talk now. We need to talk now, man. Let's create some hashtags. Urgent news. Is that good to say? Conspiracy theory. Let's just put it at conspiracy. I need to plaster this everywhere to Canadians. Um, let's go see Polyev. Oh, We need to 2 hours ago. Because this is true, guys. We don't own Canada. I think I should make a video about that. Okay, so if we go. Gemini, please make a scenario for a YouTube video where we will be exploring uh, Donald Trump's wanting to take over Canada and what it entails, but we will be exploring who actually owns Canada. So while there is a big diversion with the tariffs, who actually owns Canada? And we're going to be exploring that theory. No, never mind all that. Okay, now with the information that we've just talked about, with the overall wealth, the key assets, the factors contributing to wealth, and then after that, we delve more into the crown, land distribution of Canada. Uh, could you make a I would like to make a video out of this. So can you make this like a scenario? Can you make this into a scenario for a YouTube video, please? See, if their collective is worth 28 billion, I think that the United States could buy us for 50. You know what I'm saying? They could buy Canada for $50 billion, and that would be like, that'd be horrendous because they could offer that to the family. Now, please make a scenario with all the information you've given us, and now Trump that wants to buy it. And look at the good factors and the bad factors that would want to make the royal family accept or refuse an offer from the United States to buy Canada. Can you make us? Can you develop a scenario about that? I don't think it will. I don't think it's capable of that, but I think I got the scenario in here, guys. Oh, don't look at my arms, please. That's my shame, guys. That's my shame, but it's itching. I can't help with resources. Man, I got to talk to people. I got to talk to people about this. Yeah, I think it's a huge distraction what's going on, guys. I think it's a huge distraction. Trump has always liked the royal family. Go ahead and okay, please develop the points that we talked about the royal family earlier, about what they own in Canada, what is their wealth. Please re-give me all of that information. Key points, crown assets, blah, 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 blah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Private estates, our collection, investments. Blah, 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 blah. for things like the Gouverneurs General and for when members of the royal family make official visits to Canada. The cost to Canadians, in essence, while the Crown holds its significant assets in Canada, the financial relationship between the royal family and Canada is primarily focused on the cost of maintaining the Crown's presence within the country. Yeah, because they own the land. That's the thing. Crown assets. All right. Earlier we developed more on the Crown assets. Can you give us some precise information about the Crown assets that have to do with Canada, please? Does Canada give money to the royal family every year in any way, shape, or form that you may know? Let's see. No direct payments for personal upkeep costs related to Canadian. Does not provide for their personal expenses maintained. Okay. Canadian taxpayer funds are used to support the Crown's presence in Canada. The cost of the Governor General. Expenses related to official royal visits. Okay. And there's no comment on this part, man. There's no comment on their part. All I has that the royal family responded. I put that a couple of places here. Why is it in blue? Do I got something new? Now, I know this is maybe politics, and you guys may not like politics, but it's kind of weird that he's putting more emphasis to Canada than Greenland. Why? There's a solid opposition in Greenland, and a new member was just elected, and I think that he has a lot of energy. But right now, he's going to negotiate with a banker, more or less, that brought okay, he didn't bring it, that he says, but no, he brought his things from Canada to the United States. Like, he already shipped his stuff. He already shipped his business. His business is already in the States. So is it the best person to represent us? Poilievre has the balls, yeah, but he's going against something big because honestly, guys, I don't think that Poilievre has a word to say. Like, he can represent the passion of Canadians all he wants, but it comes down to the royal family, and the royal family has not made one comment that I can find about that. There was an address that he made, and it's on their Twitter, but man. Like, it's his country. You'd think that a king would put his foot down. Say, you're not going to invade my country. You're not going to invade Canada, but we haven't even have anything like that. And I did read articles in the past that Trump has been trying to get close to them for years, and he has been able to get close. So if he has been able to get close, it backed away a little with all that Epstein shit with the brother in the royal family there, Charles's brother. His presence was a little bit weaker, but his first his first presidency. He wasn't too well seen by the royal family, but they got to see with time what he wanted to do with the Trump dynasty that he's trying to make here. So who's going to be the next royal family? You know what I'm saying? You want to put your family on the sides of people that you know are going to have the control in the future. Because it's not all families that have control in the present right now. So, but right now, these guys are not aligning themselves with like, they're talking to Canadians, they're talking to Canadian politicians, but like, are they talking to the Canadian? Right now, we have a politician here that is in there's a representative that is for women's women's council at the UN right now, but there's a representative of the royal family in the United States right now, all right, in NATO. So there's someone there. Are they going to be negotiating with Trump's team? I have no idea. Let's go ahead and make a post here. I should be on Twitter, guys. What do you think? Twitter would be a good place to talk about this. Just let me include my stream here. Share, copy, paste, and I'm gonna re-copy this. Copy. All right. Close. It is a legitimate question, guys. Because economically, I think that, you know, the people that own Canada are worth 35 billion, but if you offer them, or 28, estimated 28 billion, but if they get offered 50, they might say yes. Might have to make this into a video, guys. But we should change this around to gaming. What do you think? What do you think? My last video, guys, it has been getting a bit of attention. Let's go see 2 days ago, 3 hours ago. All right, let's go see. Of course, we're going to have a little commercial here. Good thing I put that on mute, right? Oh, you guys won't see. You guys won't see. Just give me a second here.
Greenland. The president said Donald Trump was asked about the elections in Greenland. The president said he was pretty confident the U.S. will eventually take over that country. Yes, he said that again. Trump even tried to drag the head of NATO into helping him acquire Greenland. Well, what he did is he started to talk about this, and he was saying how critical the Arctic is to national security, and that's when he took another swipe at Canada. Take a listen.
He wants Canada.
We're in the process of ordering 48 icebreakers. And Canada wants to know if they could use them. I said, well, you know, you got to pay for them. Think of it, Canada. We pay for their military. You know, Canada pays very little for their military because they think we're going to protect them. But even with the icebreakers, so we're.
That's another point too in Canada is that here we have no weapons and we're not organized. There's no militia or anything like that, and the military versus population is a lot lower than in the United States, and we got a lot of places to cover, and majority of the population lives at a certain place near our borders. Like, the land is huge, guys. Like, our Canadian military forces actually able to defend Canada against the United States militarily? No, I think not. And economically is what we're going to have to see right now, because that's the first point he's going to go on. He's going to go on the economics. He's not
going to order 48, and Canada wants to be part of the deal. I say, you got to get your own icebreakers. Then if you're a state, you can be part of the deal.
Well, Joy slapping us down and harkens back to his approach and his attitude towards President Zelensky of Ukraine when he was at the Oval Office. Now, what about that? What about that U.S.-backed ceasefire? It came up today as well. So where does it stand?
That's a different opinion. That's a different story. All right. Let's go back here to what else we got on news. It's going to be the same news. Bill to stop Trump, U.S. Congressman 2 days ago. Let's go and see this. Got to get the news, see what's going on.
With the uncertainty surrounding U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff threats, Trump said today that there's a simple way to make a trade war go away.
Canada should honestly become our 51st state. We wouldn't have a northern border problem. We wouldn't have a tariff problem. By the way, when you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, rah. Well, when you take away that and you look at that beautiful formation of Canada and the United States, there is no place anywhere in the world that looks like that. It's plus Greenland.
Plus Greenland.
Okay, so he's thinking of us as a package. All right, he really wants to take it, but what's his motivation in that? Like, I haven't heard too much presence of the Trump name here in Canada for buildings and stuff like that.
Then if you add Greenland, that's even. That's pretty good.
It's gonna look beautiful.
Resources and military.
Okay, there's a new bill in Congress that is hoping to stop Trump from forcibly annexing the countries he has his sights on. Congressman Seth Magaziner put forward the No Invading Allies Act, which aims to ban funding for the armed forces to engage in operations to invade or seize territory from Canada, the Republic of Panama, or the self-governing territory of Greenland without congressional approval.
Without congressional
Democratic
approval. But if Congress votes for one, they might be able to vote for the other. All right, let's go and see what else we got on YouTube. YouTube is always a great source here. Let's refresh this. All right. President Trump doubles down on tariffs. We heard that. Okay, so it's more or less the same thing. Goodbye, Canada. Revealing Trump's terrorist motives. Could the U.S. annex Canada? Political science expert 1 month ago. Things just changed in 1 month, man. Things have changed. Smash the tariffs. Canada's military is training for conflict in the north. Okay, right now, guys, I'd really like to let you guys see an insight on Canada's military here.
If a military conflict came to Canada's north, it might look something like this. This is an exercise. Nearly 200 members of the 34th Canadian Brigade Group in the Aoichi region of northern Quebec.
La force amie, qui est quelque part dans la forêt ici, va sortir, puis va se mettre en position pour faire une attaque.
Basically, my role as a section commander was to lead my part of the section, which was part of the assault.
On the skidoo here, we can see the medic sled. So this is where the injured enemy has been transported, and they're going to take it away to another location. This is all.
It's weird. It's weird that they filmed this in a mine, guys, because Trump wants resources, and maybe Canadians are going to have to defend some mines because some mines are actually owned by Americans, and you'd be surprised at the of the laws that exist inside of a mine. It basically becomes a little embassy. Yeah, the laws are really different besides the workmen's here and all that. But when it becomes property, man, laws are weird here, guys. Laws are weird. We have to go back.
All part of their military exercise to help the armed forces practice in this kind of terrain here.
We don't know the maps, we don't know the people, we don't know the area. It's a major challenge for our troops.
Why don't know the area, man. Oh, come on.
There's no base.
I think that's one of the worst comments someone for the military should say. You should be confident that we know the area. You don't. Maybe I misheard there. But you should be confident that you know the area. You got the balls to protect it. You got the people to protect it. Come on, military.
Forces practice in this kind of terrain here.
We don't know the maps. We don't know the people. We don't know the area. It's a
What? You don't know the maps? You don't know the people? You don't know the area? Well, if that's something that you don't know, why are you giving this information to your enemy? Oh, my God. Come on, man. You shouldn't have never given that information.
major challenge for our troops.
A major challenge for our troops? No, man.
There's no base near here. All the military's equipment needs to be transported from Montreal, some by air, but mostly by road. Phone signals and communication lines are sparse, so are roads and other infrastructure.
One of the biggest challenges for Canada's military up in the north is asserting their presence and their capabilities over such a vast, and I mean vast, territory. Canada's north makes up about 40% of the country's entire landmass, and this region stretches for...
Okay, and people here are, most of the people live like here at the border, right? There's people that live everywhere, there's communities everywhere, but most of the people don't even live where we're looking at, maybe here in the corner. But all of this, guys, that's a lot of place. That's a lot of resources. He says that he doesn't need Canadian lumber, he doesn't need Canadian steel. No, he's devaluating the
about 4 million square kilometers.
Canada is about the north, our north strong and free. So we can't just be able to operate in the south. We need to be able to project our forces if needs be, depending on the needs of the government, and being able to deploy, survive, operate, accomplish the mission.
Why is he saying we should? Man, his way of wording stuff is so freaking weird.
North strong and free. So we can't just be able to operate in the south. We need to be able to project our forces if needs be, depending on the needs of the government. And being able to deploy, survive, operate, accomplish the mission.
Hey, we are able, we know the communities, we can defend our territory. Like, he's showing pure signs of we don't know what we're doing right now. Oh, that's hard. Oh, that's hard to hear. Oh, that's hard to hear. Just imagine you're an American and you're hearing your commander talking about where you live like that, right? That's what he just did to where I live right here, man. And that's the thing here, guys. We got no guns, no militia. Our military doesn't even know what they're doing in the north. Woo, so that's military-wise, right? And I know that there's something that maybe going into Congress to not invade within a military force, but just go economically. Like, the royal family is worth $28 billion. $28 billion, all right? If United States would just send a check to them for 50 and saying, we are taking your role right now as the royals or whatever, we're buying everything that you have in Canada or your role, whatever, they would sell it right away. So we got no military and the royal family. Yeah, I don't know, because we got no comment from the king. We got no comment from the king whatsoever. That is concerning, guys.
Military exercises like this are actually quite common. The Canadian Armed Forces will carry them out approximately once a year, but there's clear reasons why this time they wanted it to be seen and not...
Hey, sorry, military guys in the United States, you guys are highly trained and all that, and you train all the year when you're not deployed and all that, but we actually go out in the snow here once a year. Oh, unlike you guys get to train every day. Must be hard, right? You must know a couple more things than us if you train every day and we train once a year. I know we're training just once a year in the snow, but come on.
Just by Canadians.
In an era of rising geopolitical tensions, projecting strength is important for many countries, Canada included.
Yeah, so how about you have someone...
Western nations start to look at their own weakness when facing Russia. For Canadian, it's normal to look up north and to say, okay, we know that Russians are very present in their part of the Arctic.
But Russia...
That's the thing, the Arctic. The Arctic can save a lot of money. Like, if he wants to take Panama, it has to do with the canal, right? has to do with the cost of passing there, and Canada just passing there. He was talking about the icebreakers earlier. The Northwest Passage is starting to unfreeze. He's invested a lot in that, and it would basically be more or less United States would be taking those costs. So
Russia isn't the only preoccupation. There's now also a possible threat much closer to home.
There's a risk that
okay, you remember with 9/11, all that, there was, we all know that the more that they make us scared, the more that they make us glued to the TV. It's like Philip DeFranco, his attitude he can have that the world is going to fall on your radar all the time. So installing fear that Russia might want to invade Canada, no such mention has been made.
the American administration wants to challenge Canadian claims on some area of the north, namely the Northwest Passage, which are the maritime route that are going through the Canadian archipelago, and in the Beaufort Sea near the Alaska and Yukon's border. It's possible that Trump administration wants to revive these conflict and contest openly Canadian claims on.
Because guys, we have to agree that borders have always been hard, have always changed throughout time.
In this region.
Why wouldn't we think that it could happen now?
Even before Donald Trump's re-election, the federal government had committed to increasing military spending, with a pledge in the spring of 2024 to boost capabilities in the north.
It is important for us to have the capacity to be present and to defend our sovereignty. And that's the main goal of any armed force, is to defend their country, defend the citizens. And so we need to be able to do it in any environment, on any ground.
Exactly.
He's in a training mode right now. But there's nothing in his speech once again that is telling me that these guys have balls, that these guys will protect, and these guys that are highly trained. Listen to his speech. He's installing doubt in his speech like we're not ready and stuff like that. Come on, just listen to his speech, please.
Important for us to have the capacity to be present and to defend our sovereignty. And that's the main goal of any armed force, is to defend their country, defend the citizens. And so we need to be able to do it in any environment, on any ground.
Exactly.
We need to be, once again, in the whole time that they interviewed him, he's always have that need to be, there's a need. Why is there a need? Need. Damn.
And this ground is Cree territory, so partnership with the local community is essential, much of which happens through the Canadian Rangers, a subcomponent of the Army Reserve, nearly a quarter of which are Indigenous, like Cree Nation of Chisasibi member Alvin Cash.
Their head office is down south. We're up here providing that information. At the same time, we use our own...
See, these are the people that live in Canada, guys. Most of the people that live in Canada live where, on the southern border. But if you want to know who really inhabits Canada, this is one of the people, all right? The Cree Nation in Chisasibi. All right? But these are the people that are actually going to have to defend Canada if need may be.
Culture, how much we know the territory to provide that service and pass the information to the military. Because it's an isolation area. The weather here is unpredictable. Could have all whiteouts. That's why the Rangers are pretty known their territories and their roots and their culture.
You can see that there's a clear exchange of traditional knowledge being shared with the Canadian military. Everything.
That's the thing, all right? So right now they said where they were from. They just shown all of their faces with Face ID and stuff like that. They just identified the people that are going to be in charge, or more or less these guys here that you see here are going to be in charge of the people that in the communities that are not trained yet in case of danger. So like everybody should have been masked up on this. We're seeing like this is a joyful training exercise more or less, like, but this is not asserting military. This is not telling that we're establishing military dominance on our own field. It is showing United States and people around the world that we're not
from
ready.
How to understand the terrain, how to operate in the snow, how to tolerate the cold.
It's showing who the operatives are and exactly where they're from. You just doxed everybody right there.
And build a shelter.
Definitely the cold. was the biggest challenge. Also, the amount of snow, the expertise with the snowshoes and in the environment, everything comes from them.
The Council of the Cree Nation of Chisasibi says there was consultation and community involvement in the lead up to the exercise, and that it welcomes this collaboration.
And when you have guests come in, people love to share those customs and traditions of how to build a dwelling, how to survive.
That's the thing, is that most Canadians don't know the values and the tradition of Native people. And these are the people that are going to be actually defending the Canadian land. All right, the land, most of the white guys, honestly, it's the natives that are in the north, and these are the guys that are going to be guys and girls that are going to be protecting Canada. Like, but there's so much tradition and so much love in their culture that you got to know.
In the winter time, and there's a word for agodosunano, is when you have an emergency situation, what do? What kind of shelter can you build? How do you start the fire? So that's the exchange that I see.
And that's been probably the best success so far, is the way we connected with the Chisasibi Cree Nation. They're wonderful hosts, and we need them to help us, to guide us. They know all the trails. They've been here from generation to generation. They know how to survive in this environment, and they teach it to our soldiers as well.
Damn, that was not positive, I would like to say. So, one thing that I would like to take a look at, all right, right now. So I asked Gemini here, and I did a lot of research, and this is a point of discussion with a lot of people here. Where I live in Abitibi-Témiscamingue, it's a little bit more northern than a lot of people in Canada. But before here, it used to be Crown property here. That's how they used to call it, more or less, the property of the Crown. But you can rent those places to put a cottage if it was cottage place, or a logging cabin, a hunting cabin, or something like that. You could rent those places. But the name always took, and they just changed it because the name of the royal family has gotten less and less in Canadian culture here. But they're still on our money, guys. If I'd have some money, I'd show it to you. But yeah, make sure to donate, guys. But yeah, their head is on our money. And I asked Gemini, okay, please develop the points that we talked about them owning Canada. What is their wealth? Please give me all of that. Understanding the royal family's wealth in Canada involves distinguishing between personal wealth and the Crown's assets and the costs associated with the monarchy in Canada. Here's a breakdown. The key points: the Crown assets versus personal wealth. It's crucial to differentiate between the Crown's assets and the royal family's personal wealth. We won't be taking a look at that. The Crown assets, including Crown lands, are held in trust for the nation. Are held in trust for the nation. Crown land. Let's go see the encyclopedia. All right. So forest, wetlands, prairies, and other wilderness cover most of Canada's Crown land. Crown land also includes shorelines, coastlines, and the beds of most lakes and rivers. This land is typically managed by federal or provincial ministries of natural resources under various acts, such as the Public Lands Act and the Land Act and the Crown Land Act. In contrast to private land, the Crown land is not owned by individuals, but belongs to all Canadians. It belongs to all Canadians. Individuals, organizations, municipalities, and indigenous communities may request to buy or rent parcels from the land. Distribution: about 89% of Canada's designated as either federally or provincially managed Crown land. All through it may be rented or sold out or sold. However, in different provinces and territories having vastly different proportions of Crown land, about 4% of federally administered lands is found in the provinces, ranging from 10% in Alberta to only 0.2% in Quebec. Okay, well, I think it's just because they changed the name. Provincial crown land ownership varies too, from as high of 95% in Newfoundland to less than 2% in Prince Edward. So they still got land. The Yukon, Northwest, but are administered on behalf of Canada by the federal departments, okay, of Indigenous and Northern Affairs through the Territorial Land Acts, and Public Lands Grants Act. This makes up the majority. Okay, use is economical development. All right, well, that's a possibility. That's what you guys want. This is a diamond mine, I think. Yeah, yeah, you can recognize the hole here. It looks like a big schlong. Let's go to the image. It looks like a big dong. But what's that? Is that a pump? This schlong's got a pump. Okay. So let's close that here. So let's go and see what the Crown assets are a little bit more. Crown lands, the vast holding. The Crown technically holds vast amounts of land across Canada. However, these are not considered the royal family's personal property. These lands are generally administered, okay? This includes national parks. Revenue generated from these lands go back into public funds. Yeah. This is where the more tangible Crown assets come into play. Surplus is a program operated by Public Service and Procurement. It handles the disposal of surplus movable assets from federal departments and agencies. What are surplus assets? Disposable, legal framework, key takeaways, not what I wanted to know. Canada does not provide direct financial support to the royal family for their personal expenses or for the maintenance of. So they're like, the association is always there. Like, they own it. Gemini, what is the value of Canada? If the royal trust in the royal family, if their trust there technically owns Canada, we can assume that their fortune is based off of the valuation of the land that they own, which includes Canada. So what is the worth of Canada? Let's go and see what it is important to address the misconception the Crown is a legal concept. In Canada, the Crown represents the authority of state. The authority, yeah, he's the authority, but why is... Yeah. Crown lands are held in trust for the Canadian people, not as the royal family's private assets. Value in Canada, the Crown's rule. Okay, never mind talking about the Crown's role. What is the money valuation that is given to Canada? Provide to me an estimate and don't give me an explanation. I just want your idea of a number. Just the number with a dollar sign at the end. Let's see if it's going to give us what we want. 19 billion. See, that's the thing. If the family's fortune... Now do the same for Australia and do the same for England. Just write the two amounts, just the two numbers, one after the other, separated by a comma, and which one they designate. Maybe that wasn't well asked. Trillion, billion. What is the national net worth of Australia? What is the national net worth of Canada? 19 trillion. What is the value of the land in Canada? Not the infrastructure, just the land itself. $4.8 trillion. With all the cuts that are being made, maybe they could afford Canada. That's the thing. With all of the money that is being cut out of the U.S. budget right now by DOGE, would it be technically possible to eliminate $6 trillion, or let's say $10 trillion, eliminate $10 trillion of waste in the U.S. economy? Would that be possible? Okay, conclusion. While eliminating it is a very high goal, it is extremely difficult. It will fundamental shift government operates and spends money. Achieving a significant savings is possible through increased efficiency programs, reviews, and addressing fraud, but reaching the 10 trillion mark would be a monumental challenge. The effects of a large reduction would also be very widespread. So technically, if it is possible, then they could save $10 trillion, they could offer that $10 trillion to buy Canada. Let's see what Gemini thinks. Well, technically, so it could be moved around the idea that U.S. sovereignty, self-determination, yeah. Constitutional law barriers, okay, complex legal and constitutional framework that prevents such a transaction, yeah, but they can always undo that. There is no mechanism for a country to simply buy another, well, because we're part of the Commonwealth. That's the issue. Economic impartiality, even if the money were available, the logistical and economic challenge. In short, why hypothetical financial transactions might be considered the political, social, and legal realities make it entirely impractical. If a country would want to buy Canada, if it were possible, who would they offer the money to? The Canadian government or the royal family? Where would the check go? If there would be technically possible to do a check, who would they send the check to? Directed to the Canadian government. So if it goes to the directed to the Canadian government, it is the head of state, and the king is the head of state. He is the one that has the last say on laws and big subjects of that matter. Is that correct? Okay, therefore, the king is at head of state. The real power lies with the elected Canadian government. So in the hypothetical situation of a country trying to buy Canada, the Canadian government would have the final say. They would have the final say. So the prime minister is actually considered the head of state. Who has higher power in Canada, the prime minister or the head of state? In essence, while the king is head of state, the prime minister holds a greater amount of political power within Canada. If it is the case, why did the queen have to give her okay on the law when cannabis passed? Canada passed a law, but the queen had to approve or disapprove of this law. Why did this law pass through the queen's hands? So every law that is passed here must be approved or disapproved by the monarchy. You're touching on a point that often causes confusion. Okay, let's go. In short, royal assent is a necessary step in the legislative process, but it is a formality carried out by the Governor General on the advice of the government, not a personal decision by the monarch. Do you find any indication or any data that the king has spoken out since Trump made the comments that he would like to make Canada the 51st state? Is there any comments that you can find on the internet that the royal family has made at this about this comment? Maybe they're going to give some sources too. We're going to see. I can't help you, yeah. But we went on the royal families. We went on the royals family stuff here, and there's nothing. What's going on with Snapchat? What's going on with Snapchat? Oh my God. People that go against people can get hot, man. Snapchat is down and locked out, can't get back out. People are mad that Snapchat is off or what? Okay, let's go and see a little bit more here. What's going on in the world? Dear Canada, Florida. What's going on in Florida? Supposedly, it's always a...
Denise, we embedded with U.S. Border Patrol. They have been targeting people with criminal convictions, mostly sex offenders who have orders to be deported, who have been living in this community for years.
Yeah, if you're not there legally, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Does he want us to wait till he leaves or get
You sneaked into your neighbor's yard and you're living in your
Border
neighbor's
Patrol
yard.
targeting the driver of this blue Mitsubishi, the man in a white hat, identified as Manuel Perez.
He's right there, guys. You're gonna need to come with us, so we're going to need you to bring back to the Marathon Border Patrol Station.
Perez is a registered sex offender who agents say came here illegally from Cuba years ago.
I know my own criminal history.
Did you ever live in fear that you were going to be deported?
Oh, yes. I've been here 70 years. I got 3 kids. I got 8 grandkids and a great-grandson in here in the United States.
He also has numerous felony convictions, sex crimes with a child, aggravated assault, and drug trafficking. You can see Mr. Perez is right now being detained. He's in the back of this Border Patrol car. He'll be taken to their facility in Marathon before he's then taken into ICE custody.
He has a lot of stuff in his background, and this is definitely a guy we want to get out of the community.
The work.
Yeah, what do you think, guys? What are your thoughts on that? You know? He has a bad past. He came here illegally. Right now, lots of stories that we're hearing is that they're taking people that have, you know, they were talking about the dangerous ones, and yeah, there's some dangerous people inside the United States right now that are there illegally. Of course, I know lots of people that are not there, that are there illegally, but that are not dangerous are getting picked up also, and also some people that might be there technically legally are getting picked up also.
Work can be dangerous.
Just be careful. This guy has egregious criminal history.
Okay.
He's known to carry weapons.
Over the last few weeks, agents have arrested nearly a dozen people in the Florida Keys, mostly convicted sex offenders.
Do you guys know? Look at his eyes. First of all, look at this guy's eye. I think maybe he's got like he's missing an eye and has a fake eye or something. But do you guys know these ones? Like, that's totally racist, man. That's totally racist. That's totally racist, man.
Arrested nearly a dozen people in the Florida Keys, mostly convicted sex offenders, as well as this man we've reported on, found guilty of choking.
Oh my God, he's wired. His eyes are as open as his ears are apart. Oh my God.
And punching a dog. And this career criminal, record show, was convicted of murder. All have orders to be removed from the United States. Later this day, Florida Highway Patrol also pulling over this woman for a traffic violation. Agents say she was on the radar of immigration.
That's the technique, man, to get people while they're driving, man. That's the technique. They pulled over, they ask questions, and then you're done.
And Customs Enforcement here illegally skipping a court date nearly 10 years ago. Her son arriving, they embrace.
I don't know. He told me he know how to pay or something, no license.
She has a final order removed by a judge, an immigration judge. So at the end of the day, we have no option. We had to apprehend her.
Agents say their focus is still on those with violent criminal histories.
She went in with no handcuffs. She's got a child. She's going to have to pack a bag, you know, to get back to her country, something like that, to get some pictures, to get whatever, to get money. Do you think that the Customs and Border Protection are going to go with her? Take the 15 minutes that it might take to go to their house, take an emergency bag or something. Do you think that they take time for that, or is it directly to jail? And now it leaves all the responsibility on the children.
Credit partnerships with Monroe County and state law enforcement as well.
You got to be okay. She came in, take the 15 minutes, take the 15 minutes. It might save her life. Might save her life. Take the 15 minutes, let her pack a bag. All right. Be there when she's packing just to make sure she's not packing heat, you know?
With that, those being the people we're going after right now, it's another one off our list and another one we're getting out of the communities.
In the past, many of these people have not been targets for deportation for a number of reasons, including some countries like Cuba not taking them back. Agents say that's changing. We're in Key Largo. I'm Janine Stanwood, Local 10 News.
People are taking their people back, you know? Countries are taking their people back. Let's go see a gator. Oh, you got a catfish. You got a catfish? He's gonna try to take it head first. The fish is still alive. Come on. Oh! You sure to hear the bones that are cracking? Is it just me? Or is it scales? Cool. Okay, some good meat. Sorry, didn't want. I thought maybe it was a video. We saw that. Viral dress with bodysuit underneath. No. Let's go. Oh. Listen to the beat. People are clapping. You know when you feel like tapping your feet to the beat? Well, they're actually literally doing that. That's cool. Oh. The place where people eat and there's a show too. It's kind of cool. Yeah, she's cool. All right, so let's go see what they got here. Not too much. Are the people breaking, as announced by the FBI? The FBI extracted 7 cartel leaders from Colombia that are responsible for funneling. Extradited. Okay. For responsible funneling of thousands of kilos of narcotics into American streets. Okay. Oh, let's go. SpaceX. Falcon 9 delivers Starlink satellites because it's Constellation from Florida. Yeah, okay.
They passed this. I can't believe they've gone and done this 1296 thing. I can't believe they passed this. Honestly, to me, 1296 is far less egregious than 5599. 5599 allows them to take your child from you and hide your kid. They'll tell you that your kid is safe and in a host home. They won't tell you where. That is, and the fact that people are still sending their kids to public school after 5599. I can't believe they've gone and done this 1296 thing. I can't believe.
Stay safe in school. This is Florida, everybody.
There's a baby otter.
A baby
right
otter?
there. Right next to the
Wow.
herd. Eating a fish.
Does the bird want the otter or the fish? Hey, buddy.
Don't move.
He's like, you got something for me? No. Okay, let me go get my food then.
I think it's time to back up. Oh. Back in the water. Okay, that's it.
Lots of people here don't like catfish, honestly, but like it or not, catfish, they help the environment. Oh, look at that gator.
What's it?
Oh, nice again. He's making the water vibrate around him. Oh, look, he's taking a big
Something
breath.
happened that he didn't like.
Yeah. That was cool. Okay, I want to go back on that. He takes a big breath. You can see him take a breath, and then you see what happens on his back. Vibrations through the water. That's freaking cool. Okay, he just took a big breath. Going under. See the water dancing, and it's felt throughout the water, supposedly.
What's it?
Nice. That was cool. That was very cool.
Something happened that he didn't like.
Okay, well, okay, we're in Twitter right now. Let's just go see Canada. Let's go see. Is this Poilievre's wife or I don't know? Clarence House. No. I want to find. Parti Liberal Party. I need to see Canada's response. Here. Introducing our new leader, Mark Carney. All right, let's go.
Thinks he can weaken us with his plan to divide and conquer. Pierre Poilievre's plan will leave us divided and ready to be conquered. Because a person who worships at the altar of Donald Trump will kneel before him, not stand up to him.
See, that's the thing is that throughout his speech that we heard, and I have a video through that, is that he made his main, instead of introducing himself to the public and all that, his first subject was Donald Trump. Like he's coming in with a war mentality. But Donald Trump is not a warrior. He's a businessman. He's going with business economics. He thinks that Canada is a straight line. He might want some change on that. He might want some change on that line. He might want to take some territory. So do you go on him, knowing how he deals like and dealing like him? Or do you, you got to know your enemy, man. And right now, Mark Carney is really making Donald Trump an adversary.
It's not the Americans' fault. Il y a du monde qui trouve que j'ai un style trop direct, trop franc. It's not the Americans' fault. It's our fault. We're stupid. Il y a du monde qui trouve que j'ai un style trop direct, trop franc.
Well, yeah,
it's not the Americans' fault.
Stupid
It's our fault. We're stupid.
You're in power right now. He's talking about us as in you. You guys have control. Let's go and see what Jacques is saying.
To another old guy. From one old guy to another old guy. Stop this nonsense.
See, that is courage. That is balls. You did not see that from Mark Carney. You did not see that reaction from Mark Carney.
Canada will never join the United States. From one old guy to another old guy.
La culture et la langue française font la joie de vivre. La culture et la langue française font partie de notre identité. Et il faut les protéger, il faut les promouvoir. On ne les échangera jamais pour n'importe quel accord commercial. La joie de vivre, la culture et la langue française font
trade agreement. That's what he said here. For any trade agreement. Who talked about a trade agreement? Who put out there a trade agreement? What trade agreement? I ask you, Mr. Carney. What trade agreement? Oh, let's go ahead and hear what you said. Once again, let's start it from the beginning.
La joie de vivre, la culture et la langue française font partie de notre identité.
Ben oui, mais.
Et il faut les protéger, il faut les promouvoir.
What?
On ne les échangera jamais, jamais pour n'importe quel accord commercial.
Yeah.
Stop this
talking about our joie de vivre and the way that we are here, the French in Canada, and we will never even trade them for any trade agreement. We would never trade them for any trade agreement. Who talked about a trade agreement? That's a thing. Has a trade agreement already been proposed? That is my question. So right now, I still got a lot of questions. And all right, I got an alarm going off saying, hey, listen, ding dong. Okay, I'm going to restart that maybe. So, guys, go here. So I still go down to a question. You know, I know that Canadians own Canada, all right? But probably 100 years ago or 150 years ago, maybe not. So I'm thinking that there's maybe a lot of things that the royal family has to do with Canada that is kept in the shadows. We haven't heard anything from Canada's king, as he's called. We haven't heard anything from someone wanting to take his land, wanting to have something from his Commonwealth. So it is a question that I have to the King of Canada. Why haven't you spoken on an issue on this issue? And especially, why haven't you put your foot down since day one, saying that Canada will never be for sale? Staying in the shadows is giving me the impression that maybe you're trying to figure out a deal. And like Mark Carney just said, trade agreement. I haven't heard Trump talk about a trade agreement. So is it something that has maybe already been passed under the table? You know, who knows what's going on in the shadows? My name's Grinder. Make sure to leave your comment. We live in times where lots of secrets are kept from us. And who really owns Canada? Do Canadians really own it, or does the royal family own it? Sorry, that's my biggest question. You know, I know lots of you are going to, like, that's a big debate, but when it comes down to who really owns Canada, that's a big question I got. All right, see you guys. So I don't know what kind of video that could make. Gonna have to edit that out. It's a long ass video. Oh, but now we're gonna get to the games. Now we're gonna get into the games. Gonna check to see if the boys are playing anything. I could just make a video, but I think I'm going to go to Silent Hill 2 is what we had. All right. So please make a YouTube description for a live event where I will be playing Silent Hill 2. My name is Grinder, Grinder. Try to incorporate my name in there as much as possible. Make it 250 words. and give me 10 hashtags one after the other, separated by a comma, that have to do with this. Also, give me 10 interesting titles placing the word, placing the game Silent Hill 2 in different places in that phrase. No 2 dots, no commas, no nothing, just words on those titles. Thank you. All right, gonna change the stream here around. Gonna change it around a bit. I'm gonna go see a little something. My last video had a couple of people that went to see it. We're at 429. Let's go. So people are actually watching it. 422 here. 434. Still going up a little bit. Thanks for watching the videos. People are subscribing with that video. People are subscribing. We got a lot of views, man. So I think it's clear where I'm going at here. So we're going to be relaxing with a little game. Silent Hill. All right, we're going to be relaxing. Relaxing. Okay, make those 10 hashtags more simple, funnier, just one worded, something that will attract people from any age. Make sure to include in there that I'm live, I'm a streamer. So maybe put 25 hashtags one after the other, separated by a comma. Nothing to do with Twitch or other platforms, just YouTube. Maybe subscribe, like, all that, one after the other, separated by a comma. Back to the titles. Now for the 10 titles, make them more funny with a hook. Will I be scared or not? Try to make them funny with a hook. And that the analytics will help. So rework those titles, please. I'm going to ask them that while we're rolling here. Rearrange that so that Silent Hill is not at the same place in the phrase. Once again, don't put it at the beginning. Don't put it at the end. The 10 phrases, they must be original. So try to incorporate Silent Hill 2 in original ways, in different ways inside of those sentences. Yeah, put it all at the end. Like the titles were more or less interesting, but I put everything at the end. Okay, my soul during this will leave my body. I'm sure during I peed a little. Yeah. Could you make an interesting thumbnail? A picture where you have a gamer that has a red baseball hat with a white logo on it. He has a white hoodie on also over that hat. He has some red and black headphones. He is wearing some blue jeans. I try to make him jump in the air, and as he's really, really scared, if you can't do humans, try to represent that as much as you can and represent the game Silent Hill. And it has to be written on that picture, Silent Hill 2. Live. Yeah, but the live must be a live sign. All right? I asked it all right, like if it's going to say, okay. My back is hurting, guys. I need to take my meds. I think I will go make another coffee here. So just let me change this to gaming. Silent Hill 2. Okay, now put all of the action on top of the picture, including Silent Hill 2. Place that up top. I want everything to be up top, and you can place it more in the back. You can put everything more in the background. That's okay. But I need from the half of that picture down, I need that to be just void of anything. Just place some dust there. Let's see what that gives. I need it like right there. Okay, let's find some tobacco. I have some right here. Yeah, no, I have some right here. Yeah, my back is really fucking hurting. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, now let me put in this new thumbnail. I'll go make a coffee. Let's go. I'll go make some coffee. All right. Let me put on some music for you guys. God. Let's go. We got a couple of new subscribers. Hopefully you guys are going to like the new video. Of course, lots of people are going to say that I don't understand and the law is this, the law is this. No, Grinder, you don't understand. But the royal family has always owned the land in the Commonwealth, right? And it added to their value. Now, once people decided not to become part of the Commonwealth anymore, you got to notice that the valuation that the family goes down. Like, why is that? Because they own that land. Their family is worth an estimated $28 billion. Just United States cut them a check for 50 to see if they won't sell Canada. I don't know. I don't know if that's technically possible, but it's weird, man. It's freaking weird. So we're going to stop talking about politics. We're going to start talking about gaming. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry if you guys were just joining and wanted to talk about politics. That's what happens. We tend to talk a little, try to make something for an interesting video, and then we go ahead in the games. And I'm going to try to record a bit of the game also to have a bit of interesting stuff for you. Maybe I should talk about politics and in the background have a video of me playing Silent Hill. I don't know. Guess we'll see. Guess we'll see. what we can do. So let me get some music for you. Get out. I'm not getting out. Let me get some music for you guys. Then we're gonna be hopping into the games. Since we're going from subject to subject here, we just went from talking about a little bit about politics, not a little bit. We're talking about politics here, and we're going into gaming. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a lot of fun. So I want to put something that's gonna put us in the zone. Assault. All right. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to go make a coffee. Then we're going to get the game started, everybody. Yeah. What are y'all playing tonight? Make sure to let me know if you want me to play something with you. Make sure to let me know. Also, chat. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Grinder Show. Let's go. We're going to hear our song. Shouldn't be too long. We're going to have some fun tonight in Silent Hill. Grinder's not going to be scared. No, you'll see. Those are my friends, not my enemies. Ha! I love the dark. I swim it all night. I see dark. I don't see twilight. These people in Silent Hill, they're not really a nightmare. They should really see mine. Then they really fucking care. Huh. Yo, are you ready for a fucking show? Gonna make a coffee, then here we go. Gotta get out of here. Make something of my life. That's clear. Gonna come back with a coffee. Gonna be fucking cool. You know. Yeah, my coffee's pretty white, right? Ah, it's because I got my instant coffee right here. I don't know why I got it here, though. Because I just got it here. That's why. All right. Lots of caffeine in there. Let's go. Maybe I should. Just wondering here. Well, first of all, we're going to make sure this is nice, all right? Presentable. That's good. I was thinking if I should put a mask on or not, but no, I still got a pimple on my forehead, guys. Gonna get the game booted up here. I'm very happy with my last video, guys. Very happy. Game is loading up right now, everybody. This is the piece of my tooth that I had to take out. I don't know if you can see there's color in there. I used to have a filling too. I ate the interior. Shoot, right? I could do something here, so never mind. And let you guys see the game. That people are gonna like the way that I went with my channel today. Talked a little bit about what I had to talk to. Then we're going on to the game. We checked out Twitter. What was going on? What did Trump say today? You know, stuff like that. Not news, but you know, what's the drama? What's the drama going on into the world? Let's not talk it news. Let's say what it is. It's drama that's going on. If you want to talk about news, I think that news should be good stuff, not the bad stuff. The bad stuff is drama. Yeah, that's my opinion, but I know you're not asking my opinion. I'm just giving it. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I would really like to do a live stream. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, guys. On Friday. About my theory. Yeah, about my theory. Maybe done that now because no one seems to watch me somehow. No one really wants to watch me. Maybe go into some Call of Duty after this. I don't know. Job offering here. Oh yeah, I gotta take my meds too. Shit, I forgot about that one. had LinkedIn on my other phone. Shit. Shall we take two regular, one takeable by other means? Yeah, let's do that. Late night, my back is hurting. I feel like I want to take something, so let's not take something. Let's take. Okay. lighter's not working. Understand the statistics. I think so. I think we're gonna be okay. All right, so if we got any jump scares, I don't know if I'll be recording, but we got the replay buffer that's on, so we'll be able to take a look at that. We'll be able to make some replays. Silent Hill is I think I should restart it. I don't know, man. Stop work like buffer. Feel my coffee. Alright, so there's one thing that we must do before. We must go see this. We must hear a song, guys. We must hear a song. But I'm just thinking about, should I do a vertical or should I do a? Yeah, I'm gonna do a vertical, I think.
Lightning streaks on the Ringside Street. Heartbeat drumming, a steady pulsing beat. Searching for something.
Non, arrête là, puis couche-toi, okay? Donkey's going in and out of the kitchen. He's looking for the cat. Nasty. Playing just for thee. A cosmic dream, setting all our spirits free. In this electric night, to bathe in red glow, my heart takes flight to where the leaves blow. Oh, oh. Thinking, guys, should I stop the mainstream and just do this vertical? Let's put it there. So I'm thinking, should I start a vertical, guys? And am I on controls view? Ah, shit, okay. Controller icons. That's the thing. Okay, so it is controller. It is controller. No, let me just see clip vertical. What if I do this? That won't work. Okay, I'm stopping the stream, guys.